So, when you're coming home from work, Kyle, just to kind of replay and go through that when you do get there, what you're telling me is this tension is kind of built because you've tried to contact him and you're not getting any type of response, and so you're just waiting. But he does eventually come home, and so just kind of starting there, if you could play out for me specifically what that looks like. So we'll start with you, Kyle. You're walking in the door. What happens next?
I'm already prepared for a fight, generally. I'm just kind of disconnected right off the bat. And if I'm not, I'm feeling a little bit anxious. Probably my heart rate's increased a little bit. I'm just a little prepared for the worst, basically.
Okay. When you say you're already prepared, so you say that your heart rate is raising, but mentally, kind of what's going through your mind when you're preparing for a fight?
I guess mostly it's just like, I think to myself a lot of times, oh God, here we go again. And you gotta go through this crap. I'd just rather go to bed or be alone.
Okay. So what happens as soon as you enter and then Kristen comes into the room?
It varies day to day. Sometimes I'll come in and she won't even talk to me. Those are my favorite days.
Okay.
Other days, she just kind of goes off right away.
Okay, and for you at that moment, on those days where you're more interactive about it, what does that feel like for you? What does that look like?
Well, usually I've been sitting there for like 2.5 hours just feeling hurt, rejected, lonely, like he just doesn't care about me, so all those feelings kind of build up into just a lot of anger. And so when he walks in the door, I usually am very angry and confront him about it.
Okay, so what's going through your mind in that minute before, when you hear the key turning in the door, what's going through your mind at that moment?
That son of a bitch.
Okay.
I want to kill him.
Okay, so you both are in this very, very tense place right before you're actually interacting. When you're kind of yelling back and forth, about how long does that last?
About 10 minutes.
Okay.
20 on a good day.
Okay. What would you say is the peak? Like, what usually sends you guys in your separate directions? If you could kind of reflect on that and had to guess or pull from your experience, what do you think usually says, okay, this is the point where we stop yelling and we're just going to go into our separate areas of the
I
house?
think we both realize, or at least I realize, that I'm not going to win. So there's no point in even arguing anymore. We're not getting anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, for me it's not about winning. He usually says something that is just appalling to me and I walk away. Like it usually, we're going back and forth and I mean, we're both saying hurtful things, but it usually gets to a point where I'm just like, I'm not going to take this anymore.
Okay, so it sounds like there's reasons different for each of you guys for kind of hitting that breaking point, and for you, Kyle, it's getting to that point of, this isn't going to go anywhere for me. I've said kind of what I'm going to say, she said what she's going to say. At this point, the energy is just kind of dissipating. And then for you, it's when it kind of reaches that point of there's something that's just crosses the line, hurtful wise,
Right.
and then you no longer want to talk or communicate about it. It's just easier to separate. Okay. And then again, you're leaving and kind of going back into parallel mode the next morning, kind of hitting that reset button and starting a new day, but never really coming back to that piece of tension that you guys visited after work.
Usually I'm still like, I replay a lot of our fights in my head, so it's like, it's not that it's completely over with, we don't talk about it anymore, so it's always kind of there. It just never gets resolved.
Okay. Do you feel that way too?
Not really. I really don't even think about it that much. After it's already done and over with, I just kind of brush it off like another day, and I don't dwell on it typically.
Okay. Absolutely. Well, thank you guys for sharing. continue to talk about it in future sessions.
All right.